Caspar on the 4th of July 2023. Got something really quite special here, and this has been sitting around on our stock list for a while. We actually bought it back from a customer who had quite a bit of excess stock, and we offered this, I would think, probably a decade ago, perhaps even more. And I wanted to get a bottle out and just pull the cork out and see what was going on underneath it. So what is it? Well, it's a sherry actually. It's Palo Cortado from a firm called Equipo Navazos. And this is La Bota de Palo Cortado and number 21. They number their bottlings. And I think essentially what Equipo Navazos do is go around rooting out exceptional casks of sherry in the bodegas in Jerez, and to secure them presumably you have to pay top dollar, and so these wines are expensive, but sherry is living proof that you get what you pay for, because well, let's have a look at this. Palo Cortado, one of the finest of sherries, and really in some ways a failed sherry, because it's a sherry that doesn't do what's it's intended that it should do, which is to grow a layer of yeast on top, and instead it develops an oxidative style. But anyway, what's this? And I'm going to be circumspect here because it's 20.5% ABV. I don't want to drink too much before supper. Amazing colour. It looks old. It's got beautiful amber orange lights to it, but this hint of green about it that really speaks of something that's really quite ancient. I happen to know that this cuvee, by the way, comes from the firm, the sellers of the firm of Valdespino. I'm going to try and do what's almost impossible here, which is describe an old sherry in terms of aroma and flavour. Well, and it's just vastly complex. It's really exciting to smell, and it's just shot through with so many things. I get a wisp of smoke. I get sort of a dried, delicious mealy smell. Nuts, yes. I mean, a lot of. It's a very salty, nutty thing to smell, like sort of heavily salted almonds. There's a spice, a turmeric spice in there, but there's fruit as well. There's a sort of orange-like fruit, some dried flowers. It just changes, it evolves. Every time you go back to it, you smell something different. It's quite extraordinary. Oranges in brandy. Old sort of woodiness, sort of, if you chewed a table at Hampton Court Palace, it would probably scratch and sniffed it. It would probably smell very like this. And there's an element of something sort of mycorrhizal about it as well, a little bit of mushroom. Just an extraordinary thing to smell. I am now going to taste. Near the front there's this little burst, so the orange comes back and then the nuts take over. And there's a meatiness about it. Really, you could drink this with something pretty meaty. I'd love to try it with a piece of amazing steak from the grill. It just goes on and on and on. That saline character becomes increasingly pronounced. It's dry. It's got an earthiness to it. Dry earth going right through it, which leads you back to that ground turmeric. Yeah, that smoky, slightly mushroomy thing is there. Oh, and sudden burst of ginger biscuit coming off it. It's dense, but it's light. It's so complex and so exciting. I'm trying to think about the acidity in the wine, which just seems to be lost amongst all those other things going on in it. It's just full of vim and life, and it's just absolutely clear cut and direct. There's no sort of frothy stuff going on. It's just gets on and ploughs right through one's palate in a most assertive and delightful manner. That meaty thing's quite extraordinary, and then coming back at the finish with sort of a bit of almond and walnut. What a thing. I could probably sit here all night and everyone get very bored listening to me trying to describe it, but I will stop. I really must. That has been La Bota de Palo Cortado, number 21 from the Equipo Navazos. I mean, just a great, evidencing the fact that sherry will keep in bottle absolutely fabulously. It's a stunning, stunning drink. Goodness me, lucky me, happy me, fabulous.